the realities of interracial relationships. So, before we dive into this video is about the realities of interracial relationships, not the fantasies or the curated videos that they push out there into the internet and into the minds of black people. So, let's begin.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh?
You can't help yourself. Like, you just have to just say.
What am I going to say? I'm going to lie to your dad and say, yes, I'm going to marry Temi. Do you know what I mean?
Well, but did your dad actually ask that question?
He asked me how I feel about Temi, what are my intentions with Temi, and I said, I love your daughter, but I'm never going to marry her.
But for me, it meant everything that Tang shows respect to my dad.
Like, I can't do something that I don't feel comfortable in. I will not bow down to anybody. That's not happening.
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done. Take me.
Going on here. So I saw this on X, y'all, and I had to share this with y'all. So this couple, this interracial couple, went on a date, right? Now this dude posted this on Facebook originally and it went viral. He said, "This is why I don't usually date outside my race." Now, if y'all have never seen the movie Get Out, you better go watch it. So basically he went out with this girl. They went on a date. That was the picture of them. And then she texted him saying, "I definitely enjoyed our night out, but I don't think my parents can find out about us. ... He said, "Same here, and why?" And she said, "They despise black guys. My last black boyfriend, let's just say it didn't go well. They literally set him up to be put in jail for life for something he didn't even do. Google Wellington. I really like you, but I don't want anything to happen to you."
Holy fuck! That was diabolical!
Not giving his government name. And then he replied and said, "I like you too, and yeah, that's crazy. I went to school with him. Maybe if you sat down and had a conversation with them, they'll loosen up. Think they would be down for dinner?"
I'm trying to be cool, but goddamn.
And she said, "I'll ask, LOL, because I really like you, and I will not lose you." And then he said, "I don't want to lose you either." And then she basically said that her mom and stepdad would be open to meeting that evening. So I guess he meets the parents. He takes a screenshot of the dinner and shows receipts of the meeting. This is so creepy. So he took her phone and saw a message. This is so creepy, y'all. Saying this. He said, it says basically that was her talking to her mom. "Mommy love." He seems well put together, but it's something about him me and Jeff don't approve of. He seems like he would be good around the house for things we need, but not for a relationship. Tried to convince him to start working for us, and once we take a trip to the mountains this summer, well, know the rest. Well, you know the rest. What? And then she said, "Mom, I really like him. Can I at least keep him? He's very sweet." What? And then she said, "Not at all. Dating a black guy in the South, especially Mississippi, is not recommended. Do as you're instructed, please. You'll find someone better." And then she says, "Okay, I'll let him know that Jeff is hiring for work around the house." And like, what? He then posted this post on FB saying, "So this is why I stopped dating outside my race. Would be good and set up." And to this day, she still don't know that I saw those messages in her phone because I left afterwards and never said nothing else about it. Be careful out here, especially in Mississippi. Y'all better be safe. This is crazy. This is literally insane that this is a true story.
Message.
We listen and we don't judge. One time I got really mad at you, so I peed on your toothbrush.
Huh?
It was at your house. I was so pissed at you that day.
We listen, we
Don't judge.
One time, Wait, pause.
I know the first thing that came to this motherfucker's mind was this shit right here.
Today I seriously thought about killing you. I contemplated premeditated murder.
Premeditated, bitch. Oh my God. That's the face of a brother that's done. Because what the fuck you mean you gave my toothbrush a golden shower? Nigga, you gave me a motherfucking bacterial-filled grill? No. Hell no. Fuck no.
So I'm coming back from a date and y'all would not believe what happened. This is part 2 of how traumatizing it is to date a white man as a black woman.
Shut the fuck up with that shit. Okay.
We went to the bar that's literally around the corner from my house. I've been there multiple times. We walk in, the bouncer looks at this dude's ID for a split second and gives it back to him. I give the guy my ID. He looks at it and he puts it through the fucking machine to scan me, to like scan my ID and scan my identification. So as me and this dude walks over to the bar, I was like, oh, it's funny how he, scanned the ninja's ID. The dude that I'm with, that I've been seeing for like the last month, he's like, oh, I didn't notice anything.
Are you surprised? Why is that so, why is that so mind-blowing?
I was like, you didn't notice? Okay.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
And like me, I'm not the kind of person that's just gonna go ahead and like scream like racist, prejudice. But when things are blatant like that, like, okay, so you look at this white man's ID for a split second, give it back to him, immediately trusting him, like, yeah, one of us. But when you see the black person, you look at it like, let's go ahead and scan this bad boy. Yep, scan her face right on in. Yep. There you go, ma'am.
A white guy or a Kenyan?
White guy.
White guy.
100% white guy.
White guy.
Yeah.
So why white guy?
Cause Kenyans, number one, Kenyans, they ain't loyal. Yeah, and finding true love kwa Kenya, ngumu. And nimepiga character development. Yo.
Why will you date that white guy?
Because he's gonna be loyal. He's fun, obviously. We're gonna hang out together, go to many places, go to adventures. It is they love adventures, yeah. We go to adventures and they know how to treat ladies.
So Kenyan men don't know how to treat ladies.
Okay, they know, but not all of them. Okay, some of them.
When a white man comes to Africa and orders all our women to take their clothes off and they do it, that obsession is not because the white man is better than Africans. It is because it was taught and internalized in the African mind ever since colonialism that the white man is always better than the African man. So colonialism was never just about occupying land. It reshaped the self-worth of African people and how they see themselves, especially compared to the white man. And the white man knew how important this was, so they made sure that under colonial domination, they had to internalize the idea that the white man is superior in beauty, intellect, or let me just say self-worth. So they did this through our schools, on the media, and even during segregation in places like South Africa, you could only be allowed at certain places only when you've married a white person, or you had close ties or working with them. And if you look keenly, even the current media culture is always shaping the white man as more desirable or worthy more than the African man.
I went through hell. In the hand of this man I called my husband. So I met this white man online and we started dating. After some few months of dating, we got married. After our marriage, we relocated to the UK. On the day when I enter UK, 3 months later, now this man changed. He can't turn me to punch bag.
Are you surprised? Why is that so why is that so mind-blowing?
Any small argument like this man go they beat me like say tomorrow no day. So one day make I for not go die, I can't come up for the house. When the man come discover say I not dey the house again, he can't file for divorce. My people, now so I take divorce this man. Currently I am 34 years old, no child, divorced. At least I can start my life all over again. Not be me white person who go by before her time. This is a story of a young lady who got married to a white man. I dey always talk, and white people, you need to get extra brain and patient before you feel stay with them, because our lifestyle as black and their lifestyle is never the same.
Message. It's so sad, yeah. We as black people used to think dating a white man is everything and white man look after you better.
Shut the fuck up with that shit.
Okay.
But all of the black woman them who date the white man them are divorced now. And them are cry because them realize that the white man them are trash, the white man them like cheat. They like to take drugs. Them like drink and them things there, and them love cheat. Them man here, some of them never have confidence until we black people pick them up and give them a little confidence, and then them start cheat on you. When you meet a white man over the age of 35, them never married, them never have no pitney, run. And some of them still live at home with them man. Run from them, may I tell you no. If you don't meet them on the dating site, or no run, them man they no good. Something wrong with them. Them have some health problem.
And then I asked my dad, I go, but please tell me he didn't take money from you. And my dad goes, don't worry about that right now.
And then I was just on the floor screaming. Like, this is my family. This is my family.
Coon chip will activate. It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip in the average Negro.
My name is Becky. I live in Sweden. I'm a social worker. And I want to use this opportunity to beg some of the NGOs working with women in Kenya, Burundi, and other countries in East Africa. Please talk to the young girls there.
Message.
Talk to the young girls about this interracial marriage. They're getting married to men who are mentally deranged, and they're destroying them. These are men with horrible fantasy. I mean, what my sisters are telling me, I don't think any normal man would do that to a woman.
Are you surprised? Why is that so, why is that so mind-blowing?
In the other room. What they're doing even to their own children they're having with our sisters.
Huh?
It's mind-blowing that a father will violate their own child. I mean, you will hear stories that you need to go and then take a week off before you come back and continue listening to that story. Please, NGOs around Kenya, working with girl children, the girl child, women, please take this up as a topic. Empower our girls. It must not be a European old man. It must not be a mentally deranged European trashy man with all kinds of horrible fantasy about black bodies to come there and pick one of our beautiful sisters and start violating. And because they're never going to get justice. They're never going to get justice. The journalists are not willing to write these stories. The social workers are not willing to be part of this shit. They're interested in to remove the children because that's their customer too. Their court is never going to give them justice. The law enforcement officer just know that it's just one of our crazy brother that it is what it is. That's how the way our people are. So please, NGOs, especially in Kenya, take this as a topic. Talk to our women. Talk to my beautiful daughters. Talk to my beautiful sisters. To think twice. To look at a lot of issues before they get into interracial marriage with Europeans. It's horrible. The stories are not pleasant at all.
Okay, so being married to a white woman for almost 4 years now, would you do it again?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh my gosh!
I'm being very honest with you. I think that there are some things that, honestly, as an Igbo man, that I would not have tried myself.
Yeah?
You're the only
It has been hard.
white person that I've ever dated. I think that with all of the challenges that I've encountered with an interracial marriage, I'm not willing to compromise my Nigerian culture for anyone. I don't think I would do that again for anyone else. That's just the honest truth.
Years, I truly believed that it was all my fault. I mean, why wouldn't I? He truly believed it. You see, the problem wasn't about him lying, cheating, disappearing for hours, even days, at least once a week. You see, the problem was actually my reaction to it, with the way I expect not to be lied to and react to it. So when it switched from emotional to physical, it wasn't a far stretch that was my fault too. So when he disappeared for a whole evening in February of 2017, and then came home after a night of drinking and likely more. He was angry. I was angry. We were angry. And he ended up running his car into mine. I called 911. He was arrested and charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault. He called me that night from the jail, explaining that it was my fault. He didn't mean to do that. It was my fault. I had security camera footage, and still do. And even though I could see that it was not my fault, I still chose to stand behind him.
Shut the fuck up with that shit.
Okay.
So that sounds crazy, but if you haven't lived it or you don't understand it, just try to take this as a learning experience rather than making it about judgment. Looking back on it, it seems completely unhinged. How could that happen? How could I believe that? How could I choose to care more about somebody else than myself? I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that I called and hired an attorney to be there the very next morning to get him out, telling him I just overreacted. And I saw that through to the end. We went through hearings. All he needed to do was anger management. And on the last hearing date, he had recorded him and I having an argument and took it in to court with us, trying to get the attorney that I hired to listen to it so that he would understand I'm crazy and no one should believe me. The attorney refused to listen and looked at him as if he were crazy. He got away with only anger management class, but on the last day that the essays were due, after watching all the videos, he called me from work and said he didn't have time to do it and I would need to complete it for him. I wish I had learned then, because if I had, I wouldn't have gotten burned a year and 10 months later in another alcohol and drug-fueled rage.
I'm proud of it. It's not an addiction. It is a choice. And it is not something that you should have to hide in the closet.
Looking back, I'm hard on myself because I wish that I had seen that through as the crime that it was, and I wouldn't be burned now, but I can't live in that shame and regret for something that was done to me because I was a good person.
I overheard my Swedish husband calling me a black monkey on a video call to another woman. You might be wondering why I'm sharing this story, but please, this is to all my black queens out there, all my African queens out there. Please, you need to watch this video, learn a thing or two from this video. If you are thinking of dating someone who is not same race as you, please, I'm begging you, do your research. Don't think that because they are interested in black queens doesn't mean that they're not racist. Because you will be surprised the kind of treatments some of our black queens are suffering in silence behind closed doors. I'm one of them, and I'm sharing my story for you to learn and do not repeat exact same mistake as me.
Don't provoke me to anger.
Worthless as a white girl with a dick, and to think I did.
Christian Toby Abumseli is a 27-year-old man who was stabbed in his luxury apartment by his IG model girlfriend. Now, the IG model Courtney Taylor is claiming self-defense, but their mutual friend says that Christian wasn't violent. When I first heard about this case, I was livid because she hasn't been arrested and she's not in jail right now. But someone said that he had been tweeting some disparaging things against black women. I, for one, thought this was Photoshop, so I went to his Twitter myself. Now, Toby said that black women were ignorant. They disgraced themselves on TV. He's tired of black women being in his government class in college. I don't mind a preference at all. People like what they like, but you can have a preference for one thing without talking shit about another thing. I don't wish harm on anybody, and I'm sending Toby's family love and hugs. But I think I'm a mind.
Wow, that escalated quickly. As you can see, I'm laughing internally. And the reason why I'm laughing internally is because with all the history, with all the knowledge, with all the facts that is floating around in the ether, that's in books, that's on the internet, that you've probably experienced or yes, experienced because of racism, in your mind, you said, yes, let me go and get with that person. I, at this point, I have to laugh. I have to laugh. A woman's face was burnt off. Another one was turned into a punching bag. One woman said, yo, let me get out of here before I get killed. Do we have issues within the black community, sort of like violence and domestic violence and, all that kind of stuff? Yes, we do. But you know what? It's at a lower percentage. I've said this to one of my friends. I said, yo, the greatest trick Caucasians ever pulled was the Jedi mind trick. They literally convinced black people that we are the worst of the worst out of the human species. Their own kind are worse than what has happened or has been done to their ancestors. At this point, there's nothing more we can really do, because if you can't see with your own two eyes, if you can't understand with your mind and reasoning, I'm telling you, we've got to segregate. We have to segregate. We cannot be, oh, there are peoples and we're all one. We need to bring them in. Nah, mate. No. Because what will happen is that you're going to compromise the community. And when we are asleep, these compromised individuals will go and open the gates and let the barbarians in. And next thing you know, we're destroyed. Wow, that was a tough watch. Those two black men that got killed by their white partners. If you read their texts, they're really disrespectful to black women, and their mothers are black. Isn't that a damn shame? Even your own mother, you disrespect her. And vice versa. Even your own father, you disrespect him. It's unbelievable at times. You cannot make these things up. Is it life imitating art, or is it art imitating life? I think it's art imitating life. Yeah. Because no rational, sane individual will tell me go with the people that used to, do the most diabolical things to your people. Go with them. Because, you love them. I've never understood that. Never. But hey, I'm not here to tell you not to do it. If you want to do it, all I can say is, please do not come back for sympathy. Do not come to us and say, oh, I was wrong. We know you were wrong. We told you were wrong. And I feel parents are lacking as well, especially if you're a black parent and you've come through, the 70s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and you experience the horrors of what racism did in all hemispheres of the world, whether you're in South Africa, America, England, Caribbeans, whatever, you know what's going on. You've experienced it, and you let your children go with the people that have done the most horrendous things to you. Yo, it's not on them, it's on you. You failed. As a parent, you failed. Who was it? A celebrity, a black celebrity, was telling his child, oh, it's okay, you can love who you want to love. Whether they're white, black, this, that. Love who you love. And I was thinking, what a self-deprecating individual. This guy really dislikes himself. For you to say that to your own child, my God, there's something going on right there. And then there's the Diana Ross effect, which is the conclusion video to this series. It's deep because people don't understand the depths of what's been done to us and how it's really affected us on a psychological, emotional, spiritual, and physical level. We have no clue because all those things combined together is used to manipulate us. Yeah? Sex and violence, they go hand in hand. Used to emotionally trigger you. Yeah? Your spirituality has been augmented into religion. My God. Had big arguments with family members because, oh, why don't you celebrate Christmas? Because it's not real. There's an actual film called The Invention of Christmas, and they show you how they invented Christmas. It is not real. Oh, how do you know? How do you know? Because it's literally written in the Bible. I think it's Jeremiah 10 and I'm not too sure. I know it's in Jeremiah 10 and 1, when he talks about don't cut down the tree, don't put it in the house, don't deck it with gold and silver. Since the time of the Bible, they've been doing that, and people will still do it. Fully black people will still do it. At one time, they were giving you away as Christmas presents. We still celebrate it, but hey, it's okay. It's the equivalent of Native Americans celebrating Thanksgiving. My God, Jesus, that's crazy. But and again, I'm not here to sort of like blame Caucasians. Do you know why? Do you know why I say I don't really blame them? Nor do I say that you should have a hatred for them. Because in this game called life, it's about survival of the fittest. And the rules of engagement are there are no rules. There are no rules. Black people are moralistically, spiritually connected, and we are very, how can I say, we are very pro-life. We love to love and we love to give people life. Yeah. On the opposite hand, others are not pro-life. How do you know? My God. Turn on the news. Look at the world we live in. Pollutions, end of species, dying out, people going hunting and killing animals just for fun. Killing just for fun. I mean, if that doesn't tell you what kind of people you're dealing with, I don't know what else will. And once again, it's not about me blaming them. It's about me understanding, knowing, so that I can navigate this reality accordingly. But some people don't want to do that. Oh, we're all together. We're all one. Then he's a victim or she's a victim. Then, oh, I don't know what happened. It's sad. It's sad. Oh. And the thing about it is that it's not like as if to say this is something underneath the radar. This is cloak and dagger situation. It's blatantly in your face. And once again, I'm for segregation. And I'm not talking about, oh, you have to move. And no, I'm talking about segregation of the mind. The program, what's been going on or what's been put on you. Yeah? Because, wow. That was crazy. Anyway, it's been a long video. Thank you for your time. Come back again for part 4, actually, and then we wonder why there's a high rate of mental illness in the earth, high rate of negativity. You do understand blood is you mixing of blood is like chemistry. It's literally like chemistry. And if you get the wrong mixture, you're gonna get a very, very compromised individual that's, hoo-hoo. And I can attest to this. Do you know why? Because I know somebody who works in the home office and works with children. And their number one thing in England is that a lot of biracial children are really, really compromised. There's something about them that makes them do things and act out. I'm not making this up, and I'm not saying it in a flippant way. It's very serious. Very serious. So before you start thinking, yeah, I'm just gonna have my mixed race baby and biracial baby, understand who you're doing that with. Yeah? Because it's not fair on the children and offsprings that have to deal with the internal, external, and spiritual damages that's going on within them and outside of them. Because you're gonna tell me, oh, my child, he's half black. He should be allowed to go and take land in Africa, for example. So what would the Africans who live there say? They'll be like, yeah, okay. What about the original black people that in the Americas that didn't mix or anything? And let's just say they say, oh, I want to go back home with traced our lineage back, and this is the plot of land. So who's gonna get presidents? It doesn't make sense, but that's just my opinion. The world we live in. Anyway, thank you, family. Once again, please look after yourselves, love yourself, respect yourselves. You are loved and you're welcome back home in Africa, regardless of what everybody else is saying. Understand that. So I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.